roster wants to talk about them because
I do.
Kansas all of a sudden, has won 3 in a row to kick off 2025 after the New Year's Eve disaster against West Virginia at home. Today, Kansas wins 54-40. They held Cincinnati to 40 points in this game and 15 in the second half. Rob, how is that happening?
Well, they decided they wanted to start playing defense, I think is the simple answer here. They gave up 48 points against UCF. They gave up 55 points against Arizona State. They gave up 15 in the second half. They won by 14 on the road in Big 12 play while shooting 2 for 21 from 3. So when I said I wanted to talk about them, I want to talk this through. What are we seeing here? Right? Is this something where we should buy into it? They moved Shaquille Moore into the starting lineup before the UCF game, and they become one of the best defensive teams in college basketball over the court. The best team in those 3 games in college basketball, the best defensive team. Is this something? Is this real? Is this something where once they kind of get figured out with him in the lineup? I have no idea what to make of this, but I wanted to talk about it because I think it's important that when you have a Kansas team, because it's Kansas and it's Bill Self, and they have talent on that roster, even if the pieces don't necessarily fit, I feel like there is something happening there. And maybe they're just going to be one of these teams that tries to out Houston. We're going to go out there and try to win these games 55-45 every single night. Maybe not the prettiest thing in the world, but that's 3 games in a row where they have looked utterly impenetrable defensively, and it's all been with Shaquille Moore in the starting lineup.
Good use of impenetrable at 12:05 a.m. Eastern time. I mean, Shaquille Moore's changed things up. You know what I think, T.O.? And maybe I'm misreading it. Tell me if I am. I think Bill Self had the worst New Year's Eve known to man and said, either some of my guys are going to start defending or else you're not going to play. I got to play hardball with this team because I am not taking another embarrassing early X in the NCAA tournament. We've got a freaking guard. Because, Terrence, you only give up 15 points the second half in a Big 12 road game. That's impressive, man.
Guys, 40 points, man. Like Cincinnati. Dude, at home, you're getting booed as you're walking off the court. 0-4 in Big 12 play. A lot of promise coming into this season. That team has a lot of athletes, a lot of length, and a lot of talent. And here we are, 0-4, scoring a 40 ball. Cooper Flagg outscored you today. You got to figure something out for your guys.
Oh, my. What a stat by
Cooper
you.
Flagg. Yeah, Cooper Flagg outscored you today. Here's the thing. Hunter Dickinson said this after the game, and I love this quote. He goes, man, if we're not playing very good, let's just make the other team play less good than we're playing bad. Or so I can't remember what it was, but it was so good. It was just like, man, if you're not playing good, let's make sure the other team doesn't play as good as we are or something. But it was great because you know what? Kansas has picked up a new identity starting 2025. And it's like, we're going to out-tough you. You're going to have a hard time scoring on us. And if we score a bunch, so be it. But if we don't, we're going to hold you to 40. And if you can do that consistently, you're going to win a lot of freaking games. Cincinnati's the point-a-minute team. That's crazy. And Kansas made that happen.
Yeah, the thing about Kansas is there's always going to be offensive issues. And I feel like I'm beating the same drum, but there's always going to be offensive issues when your point guard can't really shoot, your 4-man can't really shoot, and the best shooter that you have in your best 5 ends up being your 5-man, whose best role is as like the low post guy, where you need shooters to space it out, right? They don't shoot threes very well. They don't have much floor spacing. They don't draw fouls. You're never going to be an elite, typical Bill Self offense with that. But you got an elite defender in DeJuan Harris. You got an elite defender in KJ Adams. You got a dude that is as good at just kind of taking up space in the paint as any, like Hunter Dickinson is 7'2" and 260 pounds. Like, that is a large human being. So maybe put another athlete out there with Shaquille Moore and just find a way to, win things defensively. It's worked in the Big 12 before. Houston's done it over and over again. The team that Kansas plays on Wednesday, Iowa State, has done it for the last 3 years. Maybe it's just Big 12 basketball. That's how you got to win. Make it as ugly as possible.
Let's keep it rolling here. Let's go to the ACC.